having dinner. I just thought I would update you guys. This is from our favorite local place. Look at this. My uterus is so happy. And I ordered two. I've already had one. I'm very excited that I get to eat this later.
Because there was an hour worth of.
Okay, first of all, let me be very clear about something. My intention was to sit at my little makeup desk area thing and film, and then I realized that, like, I would have to move my 1 pound, if even, ring light and set it up. And then I was like, I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just gonna plop my big ass down on the bed. And then I realized that I have to set up the fucking ring light beside my bed too. But for some reason, it's much less of a pain in the ass. Also, I lost my pinky nail. Don't look at it. That looks really bad. I didn't realize how slow my brain is moving until I started talking. Oh my fucking goodness. I did not realize, like, how bad it was until I started talking. To be fair, I stayed up. Listen, Epps fell asleep last night, and he was sleeping, and I was awake until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And he fell asleep like really early, so he was like rested and ready to go by like 6 a.m. I stayed in bed until 9 and got up and was like, I think I've only gotten like 4 hours of sleep. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to get out of bed anyways because I need to rush and do a bunch of laundry that I didn't get done yesterday. And not only that, I have to fly into a fucking panic about the fact that I have no idea how I'm getting to this appointment tomorrow. Look at my grays. Oh, that's just lighting. Well, I promise you there is grays in there. I actually became incredibly obsessed with it yesterday because I dyed my hair like not even 2 weeks ago. Like almost 2 weeks ago. Like almost exactly 2 weeks ago. But bitches, it has not even been 2 weeks. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I wish I could just like cave to having gray hair and just like embrace it and not give a shit. But like, I've spent way too much. I've spent way too much on hair extensions and like there's nothing wrong with gray hair. I think it's really pretty. I feel like my gray hair is a nut. What is my hair doing in general? Wrecking my shit. This is why I always, oh my god, this is why it's always up in a fucking thing like it is right now. A little bun. I don't even want to know what did that look like. I want to watch it back. I want to see. That's why it's always up in a little pathetic bun or shoved under a wig because I don't, it's my hair. And so I'm going to be very critical of it and say that I don't like it. I am kind of flying into a panic a little bit right now. Because I have my chest scan tomorrow, like my CAT scan on my chest tomorrow at 3. Is it at 3 or is it at 2? Excuse me. Me at my face. But I have my CAT scan on my chest tomorrow. I have no fucking idea how I'm getting to it. I'm in a little bit of a panic. I need to check and make sure. I'm pretty sure it's at 3. I'm pretty sure it's at 3. I'm supposed to be there by 2, or maybe it's at 2. No, it's at 2. But the problem is, like, you don't always get taken back, like, right at your appointment time. You know what I mean? This is, like, I can't remember the wording that they gave for it, but I want to say it's, like, non-invasive or something like that because I don't have to get an IV or anything like that. I just have to go in and take out my Scooty rings and lay down. And it takes, like, literally like 2 seconds. Like me going into the little closet room thing and taking out my Scooty rings is going to take more time than actually the scan itself. So what the hell is that? But like the one person that I thought like I could ask for a ride, I'm pretty sure that they have to be at work at 3. Maybe that's why the number 3 is stuck in my head. And I like don't want to ask them to take me because I don't want to risk them like having to show up to work late because they're taking my stupid fucking ass to an appointment. We have like transportation and shit like that for appointments, but it's always you're supposed to let them know like 24 hours before, but it's always awkward whenever the 24 hours before is on a Sunday because there's no guarantee that anybody that they can like call about it is actually going to give a shit about their phone. But I kind of wish that I would have looked. Actually, I had to reschedule my last therapist appointment. I was going to say, I kind of wish I would have looked because at my therapist appointment, there's like a community resource board that has like numbers and shit for stuff like that, for like medical rides and things of that nature. I thought about scheduling a cab. There's no fucking guarantee that the bitches are going to show up at all, let alone show up on time. And I looked on Lyft the other day, just out of curiosity, like how much it would cost for Epps to take a Lyft to the gym. And for him to go 1.5 miles, it would have been $80. $40 there, $40 back, not counting tip. And this is like further away than that. This is like at least 2 miles away. So I'm like, I can't spend like $100 to go get this fucking CAT scan on my chest. You know what I mean? So I kind of am in a panic. All of my family, none of them live in town. None of them live in town, and I don't think that any of them would be able to help me. You know, they all work, they all have kids in school and stuff like that. I'm so fucking sick of not having a vehicle. I'm so fucking sick of this. Oh my God. We're supposed to be dropping the Jeep off tomorrow. To get it looked at, but my God, I can't, like, you don't know what you got till it's fucking gone, because what the hell? Sorry, I just got distracted for like a full 5 minutes, maybe longer. I just looked, why did I put CAT scan in my phone, like on my phone calendar? Why did I spell scan with a K? I did what, most people do, and I got on Google and I like Googled like my city with like appointment rides, and I found this one thing. I'm scared to call it. I'm gonna call one person and make sure that I'm gonna call one person and make sure that they can't do it. And then if they can't do it, I'm going to call this thing and see if they can. It's supposedly like $1 there and $1 back, and they only do rides for medical transport. And I'm like, watch this shit be like a scam. You know what I mean? Watch this shit be like, I don't know. I watch too much true crime shit. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Oh my God. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait to have my Jeep back. Good Lord. My appointment on Wednesday for my echo, I think I'll be able to walk to it. Like, it's at the hospital, which is not far from me. I'll be able to walk to it no matter what. If I get into a position where I think I'm going to have to walk, I'll just take my time. I'll just leave like way before and just take my sweet ass time. It's been like raining like crazy where I live. There's like flood warnings and shit. I'll take an umbrella. And just walk, just take my sweet time and walk there. But my CAT scan's too far away for me to do that. Oh God. I love Sunday panic. You know what I mean? I love trying to do shit and covering up the mirror. I love Sunday panic. I love the panic that sets in on Sunday when you just realize how much shit you have to do and you just panic. I love the lovely Sunday panic. I am very thankful right now that the boys don't have school tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that, on top of the fact that I've got to get all over the place. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna accidentally stab myself in the eye. I need to glue my damn pinky shit back on. And then, as much as I would love to sit here and yap, I need to get on the phone and find a ride to my appointment because I do not want to reschedule it. It took me 2 months to get in. And it's important. We're going to check on the size of the shit that's growing in my lungs. God! Just kidding. I actually got up and peed and then saw my tweezers and decided to sit down and tweeze my eyebrows. And I accidentally left my damn bathroom door open, which means it's going to end up burning up in here. Anyways, so a little bit about my lore. A little bit about my lore as I sit here like a fucking shrimp. These suck. What do you mean a pair of tweezers that I got as a free gift for purchase from Sally's probably 5 fucking years ago sucks? What do you mean? They just like, I don't know. They just like don't grip anything as well as they I feel like they make plucking shit a lot more painful than it has to be. It like, I don't know. Is this a skill issue? Why are you not why are you not doing the thing I need you to do? Anyways, as I sit here and do absolutely nothing but continue to try. Oh, that got something. Anyways, I had my license when I was younger. I got my license as a teenager, and I had it for a couple of years. And then whenever I turned, I think 21, and I was supposed to like get the 21 and older license, I just like didn't. I just like didn't. And the thing is, like, I lived in Florida too. Not when I first got my license. I still lived at home, obviously. But the thing is, if you don't renew your license after so long, you have to retake your test. And I was like terrified of retaking my test because it took me like, I'm not even fucking kidding you, like 4 times to get my license the first time that I got it. Okay, it took me like 3 times to pass the permit test, which is where you can drive with like a licensed driver in the car, and then like 4 times to pass like the actual. It got to the point that they were like, you can't try again for a year, and I was like, okay. But anyways, moved to Florida, never renewed it whenever I hit 21. I moved home, lived home for, I want to say, close to 3 years, because I've lived where I live right now for almost a decade. Like, I don't live where I live is not home. You know what I mean? I count home as like where I was born and raised, where like my family and like the friends that I grew up with are. That's not where I live right now. If I did, a lot of these issues would probably be solved. But anyways, so I had like a 5 or 6 year time span there where I didn't have a license, but it was like I was so used to it that moments like this where I'm like panicking about getting a ride were like few and far between. Like, I knew the schedule of everyone around me that could give me or my kids a ride. Like, I knew, like, I never worried about it. And a lot of times when I was at appointments, I was there and I was like scheduling my next appointment or whatever for like me or the kids. Like, I was there with the person that was going to be giving me a ride anyway. And so I would schedule around their schedule. And not only that, like, when I first moved here, our cab service was fucking amazing. Like, you could literally call a cab and they would be there in like 10 or 15 minutes. It was one of those situations where it's like, don't call them until you need them because they're going to be here right now. And then if they thought that they couldn't be, they would let you know. And then I don't know what happened. A guy that I know that used to work for the cab service said that it was like Uber and Lyft and shit like that like made the company go downhill. But it's like that those are not very popular in this area. So I don't really know, because it was like pre-COVID. So it was like probably 2018, 2019 that it, like, I don't know what happened. it's just not reliable. Like, you call them, and most of the time nobody even picks up. If somebody does pick up, they'll tell you that somebody will show up, or they'll be like, yeah, it's like a 3 hour wait, so I don't know, maybe call back later. Like, I don't know, it sucks. And but whenever I like that time span that I didn't have a license, I don't know if I was just like used to not having one, so I never had to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, rarely would I panic. The only time I would really have to panic was like if I was expecting to have a ride and like something happened to that ride. But then I always had other resources that I could go to get a ride. You know what I mean? But because I'm so fucking used to having my own vehicle, because I've had my license back, God, I'm almost 36. I'm almost 36. So for damn near a decade, you get used to it. And then when it gets snatched away from you, you're like, oh my God, I can't remember what I used to do before I had a license. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. People do it all the time, but it is something that, like, when you're used to it, like, as somebody that was used to it for a long time, when you're used to it, at least for me, it didn't cause me as much panic as, me being used to being able to go outside and put the keys in the Jeep and go. The worst that I had to worry about was like if Epps had a meeting and needed to be across town at the same time that I needed to have the vehicle somewhere for me or the boys. And in that case, I would just take him and drop him off and then pick him back up. You know what I mean? I just can't wait to have my fucking Jeep back. Oh my God, you want to move? Oh, I just realized my camera settings are on really low resolution. Hopefully it just looks as shitty as it usually does, and it's not a little more shitty than usual. But I just plucked a fucking hair out of my neck, like my Karma neck hair out, because I felt a little tiny piece of it was coming in, and I fucking was like, I'm just gonna, that's enough for me to grab a hold of, because usually it gets like this long before I do. Tell me why I plucked that little tiny nub out, and it's like this long. Was that even what I initially started talking about? I can't even remember. That shit was disturbing. I was going to put some mascara on, but I don't know if I can put some mascara on and talk at the same time. I was going to do a face mask today, but then decided against it because I didn't feel like washing my face again. No, I just scrubbed the shit out of it with apricot scrub, and was like, I actually don't feel like re-washing my face after I just washed it, after I just fucking dragged myself out of bed and did this. I'm doing the bare fucking minimum, bitch. But anyways, did I ever tell you guys when I got my license back, my dad kept like pushing me to do it, like all the time. Like, study for your permit test. I'll take you to get your permit. Like, blah 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 blah. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Let me schedule a time that I can come into town and take you to the BMV and all this shit. It took me 2 times to get my permit. The first time I failed. I don't know what happened. And then I ended up studying really, really hard. They had like the BMV had like a practice test, and I literally sat there and took it over and over and over again. I fucking flew through that test so like fast. I'm surprised they didn't accuse me of cheating, you know what I mean? But then I go to get my license, and my dad, for some reason, thought it was a really good idea for me to take my driver's test in my grandma's giant SUV. Giant fucking SUV. I never drove anything like that before in my life. I have now at this point in time. I used to own a van and stuff like that, but like I had never driven anything like that before in my fucking life. But he was like, I think that you should use grandma's car because it's new. I fucking failed that test so hard. Okay, in the state of Ohio, we have the weirdest fucking parking test I've ever seen in my life. You need a visual. Listen, I'm only drawing you a visual because this shit is sadistic. I hope you can see. I hope that you can see. And I'm sure my fellow Ohioans are going to be like, oh my God, yes. Okay, so what you have to do is pull up between these 4 cones and then pull through here back up, pull through, and then pull through again, and then back up. And you cannot knock over or scoot any of the cones. So when I'm taking the test in this giant fucking SUV, bitch, if I did not just plow these bitches over. So basically, I didn't try again. For like 2 years. And I can't remember what happened, but something happened and it made me mad. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get my own fucking license. But I ended up retaking the test in my then stepmom's tiny little Toyota that had a backup cam in it. And everybody around me was like, you can't use a backup cam. Actually, you're not allowed to use a backup cam during your test. And I can't say state to state. Like, I can't tell you how it is where you live. But I was told it's part of the vehicle. You're allowed to use it. It's part of the vehicle. A lot of newer vehicles have them, so people are used to using them, especially new drivers. You're allowed to use it. So guess what? Driving that little tiny Matchbox car, the little tiny Toyota Matchbox car, and having a backup cam, and it also might have been me flirting with the driving instructor, made me pass the test. So that's the story of how I got my license, lost my license, and then got my license back. Driving is one of those things that people for some reason think that once they hit a certain age, they shouldn't try anymore. My whole thing is like, there's a plethora of reasons why people can't drive, like anxiety. There's tons of different reasons why people can't drive. They're scared to. Like, they will tell you when you get your license, don't fucking drive if you're afraid to. If you have a bad feeling about driving, don't drive. Like, if your intuition is telling you something bad's going to happen, don't drive. There's a plethora of like medical issues that makes it so somebody can't drive. I know 2 people off the top of my head that have seizures, so they can't drive. Financially, it's extremely expensive to drive. Epps and I, assuming nothing goes wrong with our Jeep, spend $400 a month just to own the Jeep. $400, close to $400, actually $500 a month, close to $400 a month on the Jeep payment alone. And then $100 on insurance. That's bare minimum for us to legally be able to drive the fucking thing. So it is very expensive to own a vehicle. It's extremely expensive to maintain a vehicle. So there's like a plethora of fucking reasons why people don't drive. But if it's something that you're capable of doing, and if it's something that you want to do, I think you should do it. The amount of people that I know that are like, I'm 45 years old, so like, I haven't got my license yet. I figure I'm too old. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm too old? Huh? No. There's a lot of things in life that once you get to a certain age, it makes it a little harder. But driving is not something that you should give up on just because you're older. That's goofy. I'm just saying, if you are physically and mentally and financially capable of driving, and there's something mentally blocking you because you think, oh, blah, blah, blah. You can do it. You might fail your test a couple times, but you can do it.